Welcome to the DJNTV Chill Room Chat, your space to unwind and talk shop. This episode is sponsored by MadeByDJs.com, innovative tools designed specifically by DJs for DJs. DJEventPlanner.com, the industry standard for streamlining your business and booking faster. And DJRequests.com, the easiest way to manage your dance floor's vibe in real time. Support the show by using our Amazon affiliate link at djntv.com/Amazon. Now, let's get into the mix.
Hey everybody, welcome. Here we are again. I'm so excited tonight. I don't know why. Oh, because I was listening to the Pointer Sisters earlier, and that song is so great. Doesn't that get you just uplifted? And seriously, that song, if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. I'm so excited. Pointer Sisters from what, the 80s? 80s, I believe?
And I just can't hide it. And I just can't hide it.
That's right.
This week, we're going to dive right in to a topic which, again, we got KJs out there that are just starting and, you know, who watch our show, listen to the podcast on Spotify.
Hey, we all started there, you know, so.
Right. So, and that's why we do this, is to help the newcomers,
up and comers,
as well as all of us who are well experienced. Somebody else may have a great idea that we may incorporate.
Always.
Right. There's always room for improvement. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the topic. Should you first, let's just say you have a weekly karaoke gig, say every Sunday night, right? It's every Sunday. I'm just going to throw a day out there. And this is a weekly, every Sunday gig. And then you learn the day of that gig, they canceled. They're like, we're not doing it tonight. Should you be entitled to compensation if they do that to you? I don't want any answers yet. I'm going to give you my answer, and I'm going to let you two do your thing. One, if it's an act of God or an act of Mother Nature, okay, we got 2 feet of snow. Okay, nobody's going out. Yep. So no, I'm not expecting compensation for the act of God, you know, period. Same thing with like a wedding. All deposits that I get are non-refundable in the act that you cancel, you know, before the wedding. However, if there was let's say the bride-to-be, heaven forbid, she passed away, well, you're going to get that deposit back, obviously. If it's a case where, we broke up, the wedding's off, well, sorry, because, you know, with a karaoke gig now, that it's far different from a wedding per se, you know? All right, I gave you my answer. I'll leave it at that for now. If it's you got a tornado watch coming, or, you know, of course everybody's going to hunker down. Nobody's going to go out. This is an act of Mother Nature. I don't expect to be compensated. Matt, what just happened to you Easter Sunday? And give us the short version, because you've got, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday, the owner of the bar had contacted me and asked if I was still interested in doing the show on Sunday night, which was last night. And I agreed. I said, yeah. I'm
and last night was?
Sunday, Easter.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I don't know when they're going to view this, so just...
Right.
Yeah.
So we agreed that I would play. And so that was agreed upon at some point on Friday. I think it was like Friday evening or something like that before I left for or no, it's Friday. I didn't have a Friday show, so sometime on Friday it was agreed upon.
And you have
Then
text messages proving this, right?
I do,
That
yes,
you both agreed you're
yep,
going to be there Easter Sunday. Okay, go ahead.
yep. So then, yesterday morning, I got a text message from the bartender telling me that, hey, we're only open for half a day. We open up at 5, so we're gonna have to cancel the show. And I'm like, okay, seriously? Like, I don't understand. Like, because you're open from 5 until close. Why would my show be affected by that? So it seemed a little confusing. I said, I spoke to the owner on Friday. We agreed that it was a go, and so it should be a go. And he said, okay, well, if he said it's a go, then it's a go. Well, then we got other people that are in my following that are calling the bar throughout the day, and they're asking if karaoke's still on. And whoever was answering the phone, I think it was a cook or maybe a cleaning lady or something. I don't know who was answering the phone, but anyway, people were being told, yes, the kitchen's open. We open up at 5. The kitchen's open, but there won't be any karaoke tonight. Yet at the same time, like 6 hours prior to that, the bar posted on their Facebook page a flyer that says uh, Easter karaoke party with the time and all the details, blah blah blah. So it's like people are getting mixed messages, you know what I mean? So like they're seeing one thing on the bar page on Facebook, but then they're getting another opposite end of the messages on the phone when they call the bar. So nobody's on the same page, it seems. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot
Probably.
of confusion, and therefore, due to that confusion, everybody decided that they're not going to go, and it ended up getting canceled. The
I
bar.
just have one question to that. If they seen this posted on their page, why would they bother calling to see if it was still on?
Well,
That's the
they
part that gets me with
okay.
the,
Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't see that flyer until I actually posted it in the karaoke chat group that I created to let everybody know, hey,
Okay.
if there's like a last minute cancellation or something like that, or if I'm starting a new show, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
I don't blame you, Matt, for obviously taking the gig, right, on Friday, like when the owner or manager, whoever he was, right, asked you to do it. Because you
Mhm.
love what you do, right? However, my feeling is this is just me. I don't think there should have been no karaoke because it was Easter. No matter what night it was. You know what I mean? It was that's a I think that's
Oh,
a big
there were other
holiday.
shows that were doing it. Other shows, went on
Yeah.
as well. So, I mean, people get done with their family stuff like, at
Well, yeah,
some
yeah,
point in the evening. The show
yeah,
starts at like 8:30, so
yeah.
it's like family stuff is all done by then, and then they're looking to maybe go out.
That's true. It's true. I didn't think of it
I
that way.
actually known a few karaoke shows that went on even Christmas night.
Yeah,
Wow.
sure,
And I'm not kidding. And I'm not one of
Wow.
them because I'm a family man.
right.
And call me sentimental, if you will, but I want to be home with my family Christmas, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I've
So
even seen
so
shows that went on Thanksgiving.
so did you have you talked to the owner?
Okay, this is what we're going to get to. So the last I heard, Matt, you text the owner today
I did.
asking for some type of compensation because
Yep.
this was not your fault.
Right.
Last you two discussed was the show's going to go on.
Yep.
Now, the day of,
There's
people
miscommunication.
inside the establishment were saying, no, it's not going on.
Right.
However, Jim, I don't want to bring up his name, it don't matter. Don't bring up the venue either because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
I
want
won't.
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
But he is the owner of the establishment. Basically, he has final say, right?
Right. And I tried calling him last night. Right around like because I have to leave by 6 in order to get down there to
Let
get
me
set up with
guess, it
him.
went right into
It went
voicemail.
right to voicemail. Yep.
Yeah,
His
he had
phone.
that phone off. Why? Because he was home with his family.
Yep.
And I don't care if that place burns down. I'll find out about it tomorrow on the news. This is family time, right? This is what
Yeah.
he was thinking. But yet, he let you think that you are working, you're going to go and get paid.
Mhm.
Yet, everybody else that's at this establishment is saying no karaoke tonight when they go, no, no, it's off. It's no.
Exactly.
So what would you expect? That's the point of this whole show. Like if you were in Matt's position, do you think that you're owed compensation at this point? Rich?
I mean, you're talking based on Matt's situation?
Just Matt alone. Let's
The
just
Yes,
we're going
I
with Matt.
feel if obviously I believe Matt, I don't know why Matt would lie about any of
Oh
it.
yeah, no.
So I it's a weird scenario. It's really strange to me.
It
Something's
really is
missing.
strict. Lack of
Something's
communication is what's
Very
missing.
much.
Yeah,
me
yeah.
being an outsider hearing it. It's really strange. However, it does if you have the text you said, if
Yep.
you were told to work and you were gonna go to work and all of a sudden the bar manager or tender, whoever she was,
Yeah.
says no, but they're still open.
Right.
What's
Messed
going
up.
on here?
That's messed up.
Something's off.
Right.
So yes, you should get paid. I feel.
Yeah, I believe he deserves compensation as well. When the owner and you had a discussion about this Friday, and he goes, okay, great, we're still on. You promote it, I'll promote it, right? I
Yep.
read the text. You showed
Yeah.
everybody
Yep.
I mean,
in that group.
at a
Right.
very bare minimum, half 50%.
Yeah. At least half.
Yeah.
Something. Right.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And
I
free
mean,
and free meatballs.
you know,
They don't
because
even
so
have meatballs.
if you know if he's gives you a hard time, I would say to him, well, I literally would throw in there. It doesn't matter because to me something's off, right?
Yeah, because I
So
mean, everybody, myself and my following, everybody in my following was sent on a big roller coaster ride, like,
right.
3 hours before the show
Yep.
is supposed to start, and we're all in limbo, going, "Is there a show? Is there not a show?" Like,
I would tell him that you had another gig, but you canceled it because you were going to do the show because you love that place. That's your place. That's what
Now
I would tell him.
let me ask you this, Matt. At this particular venue, do you get paid at the end of the night,
yep,
every night, like you're there?
yep.
So who would have been in charge of paying you that night where the owner was not there?
The bartender that told me that there was no karaoke.
That's my point. So he would have said, "Oh, we didn't make enough," or he would have come up with some lame excuse to, uh, I don't know. I mean, this is a
That's
tough
something.
call, but
That's a weird.
uh,
It's weird. Like I don't know. There's
eh,
something
Yeah.
missing. And I'm
Well,
not
it's
saying
like
on not saying on
to
your end,
maybe
Matt.
kind of add to the equation a little bit. I think there are some um there's like a factor there where like say like the bartender's a fan of karaoke. Don't get me wrong on that. He likes to sing too. However, the group that I bring in, he's not a fan of them because they're a bunch of popping water, mostly water drinkers. They don't really spend
well,
anything.
I can understand his point,
Yep, they don't tip
right?
and
Yep.
yada yada. So if I was in his shoes, I would hate that show as well. Not karaoke in general, but just that show and who's in it and who's singing what. You know what I mean? They
So
sing a lot of slow, sappy, old songs that like today's young people don't even know and probably never even heard before,
Yeah.
and they're just like it's like a morgue in there, you know?
what's your
How many people total usually on a Sunday night? Just
Oh
rough.
man, I would say probably 15 to 20 of them
No,
in the
total?
in the well in the singer group. Yeah, about 15 to 20. And
No,
then
I
you've
mean
got
everybody in that
all
venue.
together,
Yeah.
eh, maybe 30, maybe upwards of maybe up to like 40 when it's like,
All right.
yeah.
Is there any of those people that are there that aren't water or soda drinkers
Mhm.
paying to drink but also sing?
There's a few, but very
Okay.
few.
I'm
The
I'm
bulk of the singers are drinking water.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and you're not gonna like this. I'm
Okay.
surprised they even still have karaoke at this point.
I don't blame you there.
I'm just being honest. I'm
I
sorry.
yeah, I know.
It seems like the bulk of just the singers. This
They're
venue
not
was paying
contributing.
you. This venue was paying you
Yep.
every Sunday,
Mhm.
and these other people that are there who are drinking and actually spending money aren't
Yep.
even there to sing. They're going to be there whether you're there or not, too. Because believe me, they didn't go in there to hear somebody sing "Feelings" by Morris Albert, you
Yep.
know, or let's face it. Just be glad you still have this gig. And I'm being totally honest, from
I
friend to
know.
friend, KJ to KJ. I mean, it's surprising. How long have you been
Yeah.
at this place?
Oh God. Probably going on 2 years.
All right, listen. My advice to you, my friend, if he comes back with a text saying, look, it was canceled, you didn't show, whatever,
Yeah. Yep.
I can't afford to give you any comp. You know what? Put a smile on your face and say, okay, I tried.
Yeah.
I wouldn't escalate this if I were you. I
No,
wouldn't. I
no.
could I could
I
see if you had, 75 people every week and
Yeah. I didn't come at him like in an angry manner. I was kind of stern,
yeah.
and but yet I was polite about it. And I basically told him that, I'm not angry, but more disappointed than anything because it's just like, like I said, we were all sent on this roller coaster ride of being in
Not to
limbo.
mention that you were banking on that money.
Yep,
It's
I
rough
was.
right now. Right.
Yep,
You
yep,
know,
yeah,
I get that, Matt. But I wouldn't escalate this. If he refuses to give you anything,
yeah.
then just let it go. I
Yeah,
mean,
and the thing is, I got my following telling me, well, you need to find a new place and whatever,
well,
and I'm like, well, if you know of any places, give me a heads up on that.
yeah.
Um, because I mean, you're saying I need a new place to go to, but you're not making any suggestions, like,
Well, well, first of all, what is that going to do? Okay, Matt gets a new place, right?
yeah,
And these same 20 non-drinkers, water drinkers are going to go
it
there.
just
It's
transfers them
just
from,
going to be the same thing.
yep, in
And
another
you're
place.
lucky you lasted 2 years there
Yeah.
with this type of singer crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're great at what you do, Matt. Okay, I know. I've seen your shows on Facebook, and you've been at it many years, just like I and Rich. It's maybe you're wasting your time there, you know, and maybe you could ask for more money if these 20 people
Would
were
start contributing.
spending money, right? I mean, I would just, zip it. If hey, who knows? This guy may have a heart and say, look, all right, I'll give you half, like Rich said, which makes
Hmm.
sense. I'll give you half of what it was because there was the big mix up on my bartender and toilet cleaners problem that
Uh,
answered the phone. Right.
yeah.
Yeah. But what would you do? Put it in the comments below, please, because do you think you would deserve compensation if they canceled it after receiving a confirmation text on Friday before Sunday? That's 2 days. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
what
And
would
it's
you do in this situation? I
mhm.
want to go back to Rich quick because
Okay.
Rich, you have never gotten yourself into this kind of situation, have you? Or not you, not like Matt got
Um,
himself into it, but
the only thing close to that one of my shows was about 2 years ago, right? It was a music bingo show.
okay.
So it was the week after New Year's, right? Which, or maybe even I can't. It may even been the following day or 2 days after. I myself, from being in the industry for a long time, knew that they shouldn't have had it, right? So I called up and I said, no, 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 still come. So I get there. There was like one couple in the bar,
Mm.
you know. So the bartender asked them if they wanted to play. What else are we gonna do, right? And they said no. So yeah, I called
Mm.
the music bingo owner and told them what happened. That I had called
Oh,
them.
so you were working for somebody at that point,
Right, I was
right?
working for the
Yeah,
music
yeah.
bingo
Okay.
company at
Yeah,
that time
yeah.
when I first got into music
Mhm.
bingo. And I said, I told them that they shouldn't have had it. They still asked me to come because they didn't know who was going to show up at what time. I got in there. There's one couple. And they said, just go home. He said, nope, I'm going to pay you. So, I mean, to answer your question from earlier, I mean, I agree with you, Eric. What you said, like an act of God, nothing you can do, right? It happens.
It's nobody's fault.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like they're making money and not having you come. You know what I mean? It's closed down. What are you gonna do? But again, in Matt's situation, I think Matt. I mean, your scenario. I believe that you should get bare minimum 50%.
Mhm.
But
Here's
yes,
my, yeah, and we'll close it up with my point of view. And actually, we'll go around and you guys can yell at me if you want.
Mm.
No, seriously, because we all think differently as business people, you know?
Sure.
I think, honestly, if you had loaded your van, went there, even if you
Nobody showed
hadn't
up.
set up yet, no, even if you hadn't set up yet, you
Okay.
didn't take nothing out of the van yet, and they go, "What are you doing? It's canceled." Yes, you're entitled to half at that point. Where you didn't even have to leave your house. You know what I mean? You found all this out a few hours beforehand, right? Right or wrong?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think this is what he's going to throw at you. Like, it's not like you came down here because you have an hour ride, right? Going there.
Hour drive. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you telling me it's an hour ride one way.
Yep.
And I could see if you made that hour trip, went there and they're like, "What are you doing here? We canceled it." Well, nobody told me. Well, I wouldn't leave, but at least have that pay. At least pay for my gas, you know?
Hmm.
That's how I look at it. And look, please keep me informed of what this owner writes you back, text you
Sure.
back. I'm sure he read it already, but he's stewing on it. No? Okay,
I
well,
don't think he has.
hey,
Nope, he hasn't seen
listen,
it yet.
when you guys go shopping on Amazon, like a lot of us DJs do, here's what you do. You go to your browser, you type in DJNTV News / Amazon.com. Is that correct, Matt? Did I get that right?
Uh, no.
Or is it DJNTV.com
Correct.
/ Okay. I always mess that up. Yeah. But yeah, do that because that helps keep us on the air. And Lord only knows why he would want to keep us on the air. You know,
Who knows?
right? Another one of our big sponsors, DJ Event Planner. Check them out. They are awesome. They've been around with us a long time. I'm sure Matt can rattle off one more.
Do we still have Electro Voice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Electro Voice. Check them out. They're great. And please, all you watching and listening, leave comments below. What would you expect if this scenario happened to you? What would you expect for compensation and why? Until next week, everybody, thank you, Rich, for joining us. I never
Thank you,
really,
everybody.
because you're not on here a lot. This is on DJ Richie Rich, does a lot of music bingo and karaoke, also does weddings. He's out in Nashua, New Hampshire. So thanks for being with us tonight,
Thank you,
Rich.
guys.
No, always. Thank you. And you guys, Matt, Kevin, who's in the background, he's little camera shy tonight. I think he's having a bad hair day, maybe. I'm not sure. But we'll figure it out. I don't think you
Drop
get
those
those.
comments below, everybody. Drop those comments. It's always good to
Yeah.
see.
Bad hair day. What hair?
Oh, well, that's what I don't think he got the two strap perfectly in place. But anyway, look, fix those strands, Kevin, and join us next week. Until then, guys, take care. Thank you again.